Dean Curry, Fantasy Football, RSVP. So let's get right to it with Fantasy Football. Whoops, Week 12. Drop the ball. Can't do that. That's what a lot of teams are doing. They're dropping the ball. Okay, so let's start with quarterback for Week 12. Everybody is looking for a quarterback at this time. What quarterback can emerge? And where I think, this is purely subjective, but I think it's true. I always say I have the best podcast. I'm going to tell you why. I always talk about what's going to happen 3 or 4 weeks down the road. And most of the podcasts I listen to, and I'm not putting them down, I watch these podcasts. I get ideas from the Pat McAfee show, this one, that one, Fantasy Footballers. They're all good, but they all talk about what's coming this week. And some of them talk a little bit about the future, but all I do is talk 3-4 weeks out. Okay? And I've been right almost all the time. Warren's going to take over for Najee Harris. I was saying that week 2 or 3. Okay? I was saying that week 2 or 3, and I could give you example after example after example. I said Kyron Williams is going to take over for Cam Akers. I said that in week 1. I said this guy is dynamic, and now he's one of the best backs. Of course, he's on my team. Okay? I was saying about Achan. I was saying it in week 2. I said Mostert is not going to get the job done. He's still not getting it done, Mostert. He got most of those touchdowns last week in garbage time. Achan is back, okay, to A-Train. Mostert has been pretty horrible. No offense. All right, but he's been pretty horrible, and he got those late touchdowns when the defense just gave up. Jets, they just gave up at that point. He got garbage time yardage. Same with Wilson. Wilson is not a safe play for the Jets. Okay, he got his points and late touchdown, all in garbage time when they were basically giving them the points. Before that, I think he had 2 catches. Okay, so play those guys at their own risk. Let's get right into it. Fantasy football, week 12. Everyone needs a quarterback. And again, I give you example after example how I pick guys 3-4 weeks down the road, saying they were going to be good. I even told everyone Adam Thielen's going to be great this year. No one believed me. Okay? Now, he's been bad. He had a bad week this past week, but they fired Frank Reich. You want to know why? You're not throwing the ball to Adam Thielen. Okay? Put it in the playmaker's hands. And Bryce Young, you've been horrible. Okay? You should feel responsible for getting Frank Reich as a good coach. I don't know if he's a good coach for that team or for developmental. Frank Reich needs a veteran ball club. He doesn't need a developmental, player at quarterback. He was bad because he trains old school. And in old school, you need veterans. Okay? And he didn't have the player personnel. Same thing happened with the Colts when they had quarterback issues. They were bringing in, first-year quarterback. And Frank Reich was doing well when he had veterans. Okay? He was doing really, really well when he had veteran quarterbacks, Rivers, and things like that. Matty Ice in the first year, in the beginning, then they started faltering and they put in rookies. He's not a developmental coach. That's not what he does. Okay, he coaches old school. Did a great job in Philadelphia. Can't tell me he's a bad coach. Bad coach for this team. He's not a development. He teaches old school. And frankly, Bryce Young is completely psyched out. I don't hold back. That's another thing I do. I'm not here to win a popularity contest with Bryce Young, okay, or anyone. I tell it straight. I don't care if you like what I say, or I don't care if you don't like what I say. I like what I say. Bryce Young, you're playing. You got your coach fired, okay? You should feel responsible. Your play has been horrible. Every week, Bryce Young, it's on me. It's my fault. You've been saying that for 11 weeks. Enough. It's my fault. Produce. Got your coach fired. A good coach. Hopefully, the new coach, throw the ball to Adam Thielen. Okay? He's your playmaker. All right? Throw the ball out of the backfield. Okay? Throw the ball 40 yards down the field. Who cares if you complete it? Everyone knows you're going short. Everyone knows you're going to drop back and throw it 3 yards. Quarterback, week 18 or week 12. Okay, I'm going to tell you who's going to be good a couple of weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. Who's left on the waiver wire at quarterback? I don't know. I told you Sam Howell. 8 weeks ago I told you Sam Howell. Now everyone's like, Sam Howell. I said it 8 weeks ago. In week 3, I said this guy's got great running backs out of the backfield. Okay? You got Bieniemy's offense from KC. You got Curtis Samuel. You got Terry. You got Dotson. This is an accurate quarterback, a great distributor ball. He's going to win your fantasy league. No one believe me. I've been doing it all year long. I can see the future. I talk the best fantasy show, period. Best fantasy show, period. Because I could give you 20 examples of things I said and all 20 came true. Who does that? It's because I think differently. I think 4 or 5 weeks out. 3 weeks out. Okay? And do me a favor. Look at the fantasy matchups for the playoffs. Nobody does this. I say it every year. No one does it. If you have great players going against great defenses, okay, in the playoffs, if they're superstar players, right? McCaffrey, doesn't matter. If it's Jalen Hurts, doesn't matter. But if they're good, if they're very good players, not great players, and they're going against great defenses, you sit them. And you play a pretty good player against an easy defense. That's how you win championships. You got to make bold moves. If you got the best corner, okay, going against a pretty good receiver, you sit him. I don't understand it. Oh, I'm going to play my players. You wonder why you don't win championships. All right? Quarterback play. Who's going to be good? Who's left on the waiver wire? This kid on the Browning, okay? On the Bengals. And everyone right now is going, Browning, are you kidding me? You said the same thing about freaking Ramsey. You know? Same thing about Howell when I recommended him. You said the same thing about Warren when I recommended him. I told you, watch Adam Thielen come on now. Because Frank Reich is throwing ball control. He's not throwing the ball down the field to his star receiver. All of a sudden, Adam Thielen's going to come alive. People are going to go, oh, Adam Thielen's back. I don't know what to do with this guy. I told you. Play the guy. 3 attempts last week. It's pitiful. Throw the ball. You're going to blame Bryce Young? Bryce Young? Throw the ball to Adam Thielen. I don't care if he's covered. Just throw it to him. That's what they're going to say now. But Frank Reich, ball control. Run it, throw it 3 yards, throw it 3 yards. No wonder the quarterback's psyched out. Okay, it's his fault too. Throw the ball down the field. You got receivers on that team. He's not the only good receiver on that team. Okay? You got Hubbard out of the backfield. Hit that guy 3, 4, 5 yards down. Throw a screen. Get the ball out of your hands. Stop taking sacks. Okay, you got capable receivers out of the backfield. You have capable receivers on that team. Browning. Oh, he had such a bad week. He played the Steelers. The Steelers are notorious for shutting down rookie quarterbacks. They've been doing it all year long. Did you know Browning completed over 70% of his passes? And threw for over 200 yards, 234, whatever yards? Okay, against the Steelers defense, he didn't play badly. This guy, let me tell you something. This guy set a record in high school. Do you know how many touchdowns he threw in a single season? 50. Do you know how many that is in a single season? No, it wasn't 50. And it wasn't 60. It wasn't 70 or 80. He threw 91 touchdowns in high school. It's a record. The guy had a completion rate over 70% in college, setting records there too. This is a good quarterback. He got first play reps, And he completed 70% of his chances against the great Steelers defense. Everyone, oh, he had a bad game. He didn't have a bad game. Okay, you got to give him a few weeks. Watch this guy, how he plays this week and next week. And he's got some tough matchups. People are like, yeah, but come playoff time, I'm not putting that guy out. He's playing tough matchups. Exactly. He's going to be behind by 2 or 3 touchdowns. And guess what? In the second half, they're going to air it out and abandon the run game. They don't have a run game anyway with Mixon, which is even better. He's going to be down 3 touchdowns. He's going to be airing out. Getting 2, 3 touchdowns late. He's going to put up 20, 25 fantasy points. How much do you want to bet? This is an accurate passer. He's got a great passing career. High school, he was the best high school player in the nation throwing the ball. And he was pretty darn good. Okay? Incredible, setting all kinds of records in college. This guy, I don't know, sat behind Kirk Cousins. He sat behind good quarterbacks. Burrow, he's not a rookie. He's been in the league for 4 or 5 years learning from the best. If I'm the Panthers, I'm sitting Bryce Young. Okay? Put in Andy Dalton. Listen, we're implementing some new things. We want you to watch. We don't want you to get injured. The year's gone. We don't want you to you're the quarterback of the future. Sit and watch for 5 or 6 weeks. Okay, learn from this guy. This is a passing quarterback. This is who you have to become. Kid's psyched out. It's my fault. It's my fault. How about, you know what? I need to sit. Stop saying it's your fault. Take more responsibility. I need to sit. I'm doing a bad job. I'm going to watch and learn from Dalton. Okay? Dalton goes in there, he's going to throw for 300 yards. Learn. Okay? Stop saying it's your fault. Tired of hearing it. Okay? Tired of hearing it. Watch Browning. Browning could win you your league. This guy can average 20 a game. 20 points. He put up 12 points. And not that many pass attempts. Okay? 70%. They get T. Higgins back healthy. Mixon out of the backfield. Jamar Chase, Boyd. 20 points. That can save, that can hold par. You get a quarterback that gives you 20 points, it's Browning. Okay? And when he does it, you're going to sit here and say, oh, best fantasy show. This guy called it. Again, 20 for 20. This would make it 21 for 21. I'm doing it all year. You want more? How about Reed for Green Bay? How about Reed for Green Bay? Not Watson. Not Dobbs. Reed. Oh, Reed? Gee, I don't know. Did you see Jordan Love after the bye week? The kid was a little shaky. I've always been said that Jordan Love's going to be a good quarterback. He hasn't been a good quarterback this year. He'll tell you that. I tell it straight. Go deep. But he looked pretty good last game. And this Reed guy, Reed, I don't know. That's shaky. It really? The guy has double-digit fantasy points 5 out of the last 6 weeks. How much more proof do you need? They're now handing the ball the last few weeks out of, not 2 carries, not like 4 or 5 carries. 30, 40 yards and a touchdown. Guys turn into Deebo Samuel. A multi-purpose back end receiver. You don't think they're going to use this guy down the road? They're going to use him because each week they're using him more and more. And evidence is right there. I don't know, 4 or 5 catches. It's not, 2 or 3 carries. Yeah, you got to touch it. He was getting no carries before. He was getting 2, 3 receptions. Don't you see the progression? They're starting to showcase the guy. Get him on your team before it's too late. Everyone's telling me. Isaiah Likely. I'm like, he's going to do well. Oh, no, he was in last year. He didn't do well. Okay, this is a team that likes to play defense. This is a team that likes to run the ball. This is a team that likes to throw to their tight end. It's part of their ball control offense. Don't tell me Beckham's going to explode. They don't throw the ball down the field enough. Okay? Unless this guy gets a 40 or 50-yard catch, he's going to have a horrible day. I'm not playing Beckham. Oh, what do you think? They're really starting to build chemistry. On the Baltimore Ravens, you think Beckham's going to get 12 catches for 170? Not going to happen. They got Flowers. He's the number one. And they don't like to win that way. They like to impose their will, smash mouth football. Are you watching the Baltimore Ravens games? They rely on their defense. Number one in the league. Number one in the league. They're on your team in fantasy. Great. Number one in the league. But they want to run the ball. They want to throw to the tight end 5-10 yards down the road. First game, 4 for 40. People are like, that's not that impressive. That's very impressive. He's the backup. What do you think they're going to do next game? Wow, threw it to him 4 times. 40 yards. 8 points. You know what? Let's showcase him a little more. Maybe we don't have to change the offense. Teams do not like to change the offense in the last quarter of the season. Do you not know this? They're not going to do it. If Isaiah Likely came in week 3 or 4, they may try to alter and change things. At the end of the year, they change less and less and less and less. How do you not know that? Okay? They're not going to change the offense in the last quarter of the season. They're going to impose their will, keep everything the same. They proved it by throwing the guy 4 times, 40 yards. Guess what? Next game, it's going to be 6 or 7 times. Guy's going to have 70, 80 yards. And once they see that he can catch, and he can, he's a big guy, he's athletic, they're going to showcase him more and more. Okay? And he's going to hold serve. Browning is going to hold serve. Browning gets you 20 points, you hold serve at quarterback. And you look for points elsewhere. You're not looking for Browning for 30 points. You're not looking for Likely for 20, 25 points. You're looking, because you lost Andrew, you lost your tight end, you're looking for someone that could come in and hold serve. He gets you 10 points. Okay? He held serve. And you get your points elsewhere. At this point in fantasy football, you are looking, if you lose a player, to hold serve in that spot and get your points elsewhere. Likely's going to get you 10 points. He just got you 8 points in his first game. Okay. Very passionate today. All right? Very passionate. All right? You got to play Likely. And I got to say something. Do not play any of the Giants receivers. Okay? They're not. Robinson, no. Hyatt, no. Yeah, Hyatt had a good game. Did he really have a good game? You threw the ball 4 times to the guy. 5 times to the guy. 4 catches for 100 and something yards. 3 of those catches counted for that. They only threw the ball. Saquon Barkley, 1 catch, 8 yards. Campbell, 1 catch, -2 yards. Breida, 1 catch, 8 yards. Hodgkins, 2 catches, 16 yards. Robinson, 4 catches, 20 yards. If you're not going to throw the ball over 20 yards, they're going to press the defense up. And then Barkley is not going to get passes over the middle because they're all pressed up. Barkley, 1 catch, unacceptable. He should have 6 to 8 throws to him a game out of the backfield. He's a great catching back. How do you not know that? You did it last year. 3 games, you gave Barkley the ball over 20 times. Against the Bills, which was a win, and you gave the ball away, it gave the game away at the end. Against the Jets, which was a win, and you gave the game away at the end with stupid plays. And against the Commanders, a game you won. You give the ball to Barkley 20 times, Stable, okay, which you're doing a horrible job this year. Horrible job. Horrible job. Great job last year. Horrible job this year. Take the play calling over for Kafka. Because if he's making the play calls, the Giant, I'll go down the list of all the Giant receivers. 1 catch, 1 catch, 1 catch, 1. Hyatt, 5. Oh, he had a great game. He didn't have a great game. 5, he made a great catch. On a 41-yard pass, had a couple of nice catches off 20 yards. That's it. It's the only time the Giants actually threw it. The kid has got a good arm. He looked great on that, throwing it to Hyatt for that 41. It was beautiful. Do it 3 or 4 times. Stretch the defense. Let the receivers make a play. What are you doing? Okay? Throwing the ball to Barkley one time for 8 yards? This is every week. Giving Barkley the ball 12, 13 times in a game? This is the guy that wears the defense down over time. He's a great second half back. They can't tackle him after the third quarter because he puts so much punishment on the defense. He's a guy that needs 20 carries. Every time you give the guy 3 times, he got to carry the ball over 20 times. It was 3 wins. Bills, it was a win. I don't care what anyone says. Jets, it was a win. And Commanders, it was a win. Okay? They gave the game away at the end. That was a win. Why? Oh, because you gave to Barkley 20 times. That's why. Because you threw it to Barkley out of the backfield. That's why. And then you stopped doing it. Go to the Giants box score. 1 catch, 1 catch, 1 catch, 1 catch, 2 catches, 2 catches, 2. Oh, Hyatt, 5 catches. He had a great game. 100 and something, 10 yards, whatever. You didn't have a great game. A great game is 10 catches. Keenan Allen had a great game. 12 catches, 150 yards. 5 out of 6 catches for 105 yards is not a great game. Throwing to your receivers 8 yards every time is not a great game. The kid's got a good arm. Air it out. Keep the defense honest. Start throwing to Barkley over the middle. Give to Barkley 20 times, not 12 times. Defense picks it off 3 times. You almost lost that game to the Pats. What are you doing? Terrible job. Brian Dable, terrible job. Terrible job. Okay? Stop being so damn conservative. Throw the ball. Step back. Throw the ball. Step back. Throw 3-step drop. 1, 2, 3. Throw it. 1, 2, 3. Throw it. Roll out. Throw it deep. Roll out. Let the play develop. Throw it out. Who cares if you complete it or not? Give your guy a chance to catch it. Hyatt caught it. The kid looked beautiful on that. You did it one time the whole game. He threw the ball over 40 yards. Okay? You do that a couple more times. They got to respect it. All of a sudden, Barkley's open over the middle. All of a sudden, they're not loading the box against Barkley. Like this kid's throwing haymakers out there. Okay? I was looking at the Giant receivers. They were open all day. They weren't covered. Get the ball out. Tyrod Taylor got the ball out. He wasn't getting sacked. Anticipated, baby. Anticipated. 3-step drop, throw it. 3-step drop, throw it. Roll out, throw it deep. Roll out, throw it deep. Roll outs give you a little bit more time for a play to develop. Throw it deep. Okay? Hike the ball. Give it to your running back. Let him throw it. Every other team is doing that play. Philly shuffle. Do it. Terrible play calling. Can't play can't even play Barkley in fantasy football right now. Because they're not giving it to him 20 times. They're not letting him get going. You give that guy a screen or over the middle. A few times he was open over the middle. They didn't even throw it. I'm like, he's wide open over the middle. Why are they not throwing that pass? I don't get it. I watched him go through the line. He was open right over the middle. They didn't even throw it. He took a sack. It doesn't make sense to me. It was a terrible game by the Giants. Won 2 in a row. Whippity-doo. It was a terrible game. 3 picks, multiple turnovers, 4 or 5 turnovers. You win by 3 points because of an easy missed field goal. You should have won that game by 30 points. Okay? Someone needs to get fired. I think Kafka's got to go. I guess you're not going to fire Dable. What's going on there? Every week I'm like, the play calling. Every week I say it. You think I'm the only one saying it? Go on my fantasy football boards. Every person is saying it to me. The play calling. You're going to say we're all stupid? We don't know what we're talking about? Everyone on the planet, including the other planets in the world, the Martians, you know what the Martians are sitting there in space? E.T. is sitting there right now going, the play calling. The Martians are saying the play calling. Jeez, are you saying the play calling in Dable? Everyone is saying the same thing. The play calling. It's too damn conservative. Throw the ball. Okay? It's a passing league now. Throw it to Barkley. Stretch the offense. Air it out. Stretch the offense. Then you run it. They're not loading the box. Everyone knows this. Everyone's been saying it for weeks. You should look at my YouTube channel, look at my Twitter channel, look at my Instagram channel. What is with the play calling in New York Giants? Every week people are saying it. Everyone sees it. Everyone's saying it on ESPN. How do you not adjust? So, I like Reed, I like Lively, and I like Browning. I think, and Chandler. Madison's out. Chandler's taking over there. Okay? It's obvious. See what's happening before it happens. The guy's catching it out of the backfield. He's getting 7-10 yards a carry. Same thing happened with Warren. Can you not see these things? Madison's out. Chandler's in. Okay? These are the players you have to play. Dean Curry, Fantasy Football Live. So, have yourself a wonderful day.